Here's the scene. You just left the dealership after spending $6,500 plus tax, title, and fees on a shiny new motorcycle. You get it back home, you're getting it all ready to go for a ride, and boop, over on its side it falls. Believe it or not, it's much more common than you or the internet would like you to think. Veteran riders, beginner riders, it doesn't matter. We get distracted, we're going through our lives, we're getting ready to go ride, and whether you bump it, whether you're moving the bike, or whether you're like me and you have a sloped driveway that you underestimate, static falls happen all the time with our two-wheeled machines. I myself have dropped 3 different motorcycles now at static speeds. One was my V-Strom 650. I was trying to move it around the garage, and it got a little far away from me. That heavy, kind of up-high fuel tank on the V-Strom got away, and it fell into the side of my garage door. Kind of just some light scuffs on the paint, no big deal. The second one was the most detrimental. That was the Suzuki Hayabusa. Not only a Hayabusa, but a 40th anniversary one. Very special orange paint. That one was partially because the bike has such a sensitive kickstand. I was on just a barely sloped surface of road where I do a lot of filming. I had it in neutral to do a walk around, and you can see here the bike just tipped over. You can see it here as it just went down without me even being able to. I was trying to do the walk around video for Winding Road, and down it went. But I damaged the mirror quite badly. I damaged the clutch lever, the side panels, the foot peg. Gosh, I felt absolutely awful. This one right here on the Honda CB500F Hornet was definitely preventable. It just happened. I was pulling it out of my driveway here, or out of my garage, in order to get ready to go film the fuel economy test, the DM commuter test, and I was actually getting ready to put my Helite airbag on. This is the new Turtle 2 airbag, and it uses a tether like this one. But you can see right here on the Kawasaki Z500, I don't have the tether in a very good place. It's not where it's supposed to go. It's supposed to go under the seat when you're going to ride a little longer. So I had kind of pulled the bike right here, set it here, because initially I was like, all right, well, I'll just throw this on and then close the garage door, pull it out, and film my intro. But it was proving to be a little bit more difficult to get this little tether rope here done under the seat. I couldn't quite figure out how to get this portion of the Hornet seat off, so I was sort of finagling and pushing on it. One thing led to another, and boop, the bike fell over on its side. I haven't even filmed anything with this motorcycle yet. I've simply ridden it back from Honda headquarters. It's a brand new bike, and I have dropped it. So if you have a naked bike in your garage and you're worried about dropping it, this is what it might look like afterward. And this is kind of one of the benefits of having a little bit less expensive, a little bit more beginner bike and naked bike, is that really the damage is minimal and very easily remedied. So starting right here, the most obvious is the brake lever. Front brake lever is clearly broken, very much still usable. I'm still going to go out and ride today. I'm going to have gloves on, so I don't really have to worry about that sharp metal bit right there. Still should have no problem grabbing the brake. Also very easily replaceable. Can't be a very expensive brake lever, I wouldn't think. Should be able to just pop it off, pop a new one on, no problemo. This right here is just a little handlebar end, literally pops off with a Phillips head screwdriver. Very easy to replace. Scratched up mirror. I don't even think, did it loosen itself? No, I think it's still pretty much tight and ready to go. I think it kind of just took a little extension of the fall. I think the bar lever clearly took the brunt. Nothing up front here, very well designed there from Honda to not take any fall. And you notice no sort of frame sliders on this one. If we look at the Kawasaki Z500, this is an SE model, and it's got frame sliders right here. So if you were to actually fall while moving, would protect the frame. But I still have to imagine the handlebar would be hit. You can see the end of the brake lever here for the Honda. Then on top of that, this is probably the most disappointing. The edge of the engine right here. Clutch case cover. Easily replaceable with a bunch of bolts, but probably going to want that to be done by a shop if you're more of a beginner. However, I'd be okay owning the bike with just this little bit right here scratched up. A little bit of paint. You're barely going to notice that one. And then a little bit on the very edge of the exhaust. Now, it looks like it got pushed down, scraped the actual muffler a little bit, but this is just a replaceable cover, so you could easily swap that out if you wanted. But, oh, and then this one actually, I might have to try bending back into shape. This is the rear brake. That clearly took some brunt as well. Also very easily replaceable, but I'm wondering if I could just kind of bend that back into place. Let me see what it's like. No, it's still very usable as is. Might try hammering that. Might just kind of leave it as be as well. So, never fun to drop your motorcycle, but first off, give yourself grace. Let yourself know that it does happen. I'm sure there'll be plenty of people in the comments already going, "Oh, I never dropped my motorcycle, you gotta be more careful." I admit, it's a bummer. It is preventable, but when you ride regularly, accidents happen, and just kind of the name of the game. So that's why beginner motorcycles like this have cheap and easily replaceable parts, and that's why when you buy from somebody like Honda or Kawasaki, or someone that has a lot of dealerships around and has affordable parts, it's a big benefit over getting something like a more niche motorcycle brand. So I just wanted to make this video here real quick for any of you getting into riding, worried about what might happen. Maybe you did just drop your motorcycle. Let me know what your little motorcycle drop story is. But it happens. Life goes on. It's part of the joy and part of the experience of owning a very visceral machine like a motorcycle. Here we've got the CB500F in the garage. We're going to attempt to swap out the brake lever right here without consulting any documentation first. So again, if you were just a new rider and you broke it and you wanted to swap it out. I picked the brake lever up here from my local Honda dealership here in Orange County, and it was only about $26. I saw online there were plenty of other places you could get it, but they probably started around 40 or 50 bucks. So keep in mind that yes, you can just go online and order parts, but don't be afraid to go in and actually talk to somebody as well. You can even just call the parts counter, tell them what you need. They'll get you hooked up and might be quite a bit less expensive. Also, I said at the beginning that this was a 2026. This is actually a 2025 CB500F. I don't know why I thought it was a 26. I guess I just thought this far into 26 that we would be riding 26s, but I was mistaken. So, looking at the handles here, this is not the same, is it? This is different. What in the world? They didn't give me the right part. Because this one's adjustable, and this one, did they give me? Ah! What did I get? Well, I guess that's sort of the ups and downs of purchasing your own things. I told them I needed a brake lever for a 2025 Honda CB500F. And what did I get? Something different. Okay, well, stay tuned. Okay, no thanks to Del Amo Power Sports, we finally have the proper lever. You can see this one looking much more as it should. So, like I said, I'm just going to dive right into this, and it's looking like we need a Phillips or a flathead screwdriver for the top, and then a 10mm for the bottom. So, just gonna get one of those right there. That's already loose, easy enough. That seems like a safe place to put that. And then, what do we twist this maybe? Yep, that's coming out. I think we're gonna have to just barely clear that. Wow. That was remarkably easy. Now some of you are going to be watching and be like, "Whoa, you never changed a brake lever before?" No, I haven't. So I usually just keep my bike stock. And contrary to what you might think from this video, I don't often drop them. So, look at that. This is going to take me, after I finally got the right part, maybe 60 seconds to nearly remedy my drop. Look at that. It's fixed. So, that part is done. And like I said, the rest of the damage, I mean, that's so minor that I wouldn't replace that if I owned the bike. And same thing right here, very minor, kind of rub out a little bit of marks there. And then this is probably the worst of it, but you could get a little bit maybe sandpaper or something, and then a little bit of a paint pen, and you're pretty much good as new. So that right there is one of the reasons why having a naked bike for one of your first motorcycles is such a good idea, because accidents happen, and statistically they happen more frequently when you are a newer rider. And then I was also looking around the bike. Look how easy it is to change the oil. The oil filter is literally right there. You reach in, twist it off, drain plug right underneath. So aside from getting some oil on your exhaust pipes right there, you can change that super, super easy. Very easy to access everything, fill it. I mean, gosh, it's just so straightforward and right there. Put a frame slider on here or something maybe, and then you're even more protected. Or alternatively, you can go with something like this, a dual sport, and then you have the same sort of deal. I mean, if I wanted to change my spark plug, got it right there. Where's oil filter? This might not even have an oil filter on it, a traditional one, spin type. So again, very easy to do all of that. And if you drop one of these dual sports, it's pretty much nothing. It's gonna break here because they're almost intended to be dropped. So yeah, definitely, you know, I like a sport bike. I love a Ninja or a CBR or something like that, but it's hard to argue with this and how easy that was, not taking panels off and everything. So thank you all so much for watching. If you do drop your bike, it's okay. It happens to the best of us, I promise. Don't let any of those curmudgeons in the comments go, oh, you gotta be more careful. Things happen, trust me. So pick the bike back up, swap out the broken parts, often easy to do, and you're on the road. If you do want to see more on the CB500F, check the link below. We've got our comparison with the Z500, full review, and a DM commuter fuel economy test. And we will see you on the next one. I'm Charlie from DM Moto, and as always, ride on.